Did you just get yourself a Sizzix die cutting machine and need a little bit of help on how to get started? Well, you are in the right place. Today we are going to chat about how to cut your Thinlit dies. Thinlits or steel etched dies, as some other companies call them, but guess what? Little secret, you can use them all in the Sizzix machine. First things first, be sure to like and subscribe so that you can get all the information on how to die cut and crafting and all of the things about my channel, because it's super cool and we should totally be friends, so be sure to do that. Or at least maybe hit the like button later after you're like, whoa, that was a great video, I learned so much. Let's actually talk about dies now. So I have amassed quite the collection of steel wool dies. I don't always use them, but I love them, so I keep buying them. So I have too many. I also found this really cool little traveling case to hold them in. It's just a little plastic art bin, and it's really, really handy to organize them. Mine are not so organized now, but you can also get these really, really cool magnetic sheets. I have too many dies, guys. Magnetic sheets that literally you just put your dies on here and they all stick, and it's just like little pages in your little bin. So I'll go ahead and link this below because this is game changing on organizing all your Thinlits and keeping track of them all. I actually ended up getting way too many, and I probably should get more of these magnetic sheets because like I'm literally now just like stacking them on top. Another thing that I've been doing is I've been leaving them on the paper that they come with. That way I can see, kind of remember like, oh, this is the flowers they make. And then on the back, they all have their little place. And if you pull these off, they have a little outline of where it goes, and I just kind of stick them right back on, and it just kind of also keeps them really well organized for me. Let's chat about how to actually use these bad boys. Well, let's just grab this one because it's super cute and it's a little flower. All the different brands kind of call these different things. So with Sizzix, they call them Thinlits. With Spellbinders, I believe they called them etched dies. A few other places call them etched, and basically what they are is a very, very thin plate that's got tiny, tiny little cutting blades that when they are sandwiched between your machine, the pressure cuts out the image of the little lines on top. So when you're cutting with the Thinlits, you can usually only get through about one sheet of material. Sometimes you can get two, but that second cut is never good enough, so I always just do one at a time. Might as well play it safe. So you need to use more shims and plates with this. So when you buy your machine, it comes with 2 of your acrylic plates, and then it comes with a bunch of these different size plates as well, and different shims for working with different materials. On these, it has a nice little guide on your mat to tell you which mats to use for which materials. So for instance, for the Thinlits, we need to use this green mat that shows the Thinlits on them. So whenever you're doing die cutting, the main thing that's happening is that we're sandwiching different pieces together, putting them through this roller with pressure, and it's ending up smashing them and cutting them at the same time. To use this one, we're gonna go ahead and throw down both of our plates. I always use one of my clear acrylic plates. I never put it on my cutting surface. That way it's always flat and sturdy. So after many, many cuts of doing stuff, your acrylic plates will have a ton of cut marks in them. And what happens is they bend and warp over time. And especially with Thinlits, you want a very flat base, because to balance stuff on here, they just kind of pop around, move around, and you just want to be able to lay them down and know that they're not gonna move on you, because the slight shifting will mess your cut up, and that's just really annoying when you're wasting material like that. I always use one plate that's just perfectly flat all the time, and then use your generic cutting one all the time. These ones you're gonna constantly be replacing as they go bad. Eventually they'll crack and break from the amount of cutting you're doing on them. Be sure to always have like a backup plate on hand. And usually sometimes what I do when I buy a new set, I'll put the new one on the bottom, and I'll take this old one and put it on top, so I'm constantly circulating plates. Another fancy tool that's out there before we get to cutting is this magnetic plate. This is also a game changer plate that I absolutely love. So when you're using it, this is a magnet, so literally I can just plop that down and this sucker is not moving at all. And it's just stuck on there perfectly, so that way you know your material is gonna get cut in that exact place and there's no option for it to sliding around. So if I put this plate on top for my sandwich, and I could even put my material down first, and then I can lay this guy down. It is not moving, and I know exactly where my plate is cutting, and I can see it very visually, and this is one of the really, really great things about Thinlits. Also, I can maximize this space. So if I want to get other dies on here, I can sit here and just really, really line them up to get the most cutting surface and less waste. So as you can see, the blade's pointing down. So that's actually gonna cut on my nice pretty mat, and I don't want that, so I'm gonna actually flip it over. I don't wanna cut on my pretty mat, because then the pretty mat becomes yucky and gross. So you're gonna put this on top right here. We're gonna slide it through our machine. When you have a lot of plates, sometimes it gets a little janky on sliding it through perfectly. Just gonna roll it, roll it, roll it through. This is also one of the reasons why I like having some smaller plates around, because when you're cutting like one piece, you saw how long I had to roll that through, whereas this one would roll through significantly faster. Also, if you want to go even faster with this, you can put these ones sideways and they go through even faster. So let's look at our cut. I'm gonna flip that over, pull that off, and then look at these pretty little flower pieces. How easy was that? Not a big deal, super easy peasy. You just gotta sandwich it correctly with the correct plates. If you wanna know more about the steel roll die cutting, check out the other video so you can learn about all the different dies that are out there and how to use them. And be sure to check out all the links below for all of the materials and products that I used today so that you can get the exact setup that I have and that super cool art bin that holds all of your cool dies. Comment below, let me know what projects you're planning on using with your machine and why you bought it, and I would love to know, and let's be friends because die cutting is fun and doing crafts is fun, so let's do it together. So be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to hear about the next new videos coming out.